Hi, this is SheriVeronica. I read this article from the cuckoo section of your Saturday paper, and it talks about someone who just got a position. They call it a lofty position, and he's with the red team, meaning the BLP, the Barbados Labour Party, the ones who were recently elected. 30-0-0, meaning no one else but the BLP are in control of the government, the government as members of parliament. So this guy he ascended to a lofty position, and it seems as though he was at a married man's house. And when I was reading it, I thought maybe he was with the wife, but no, he was with the woman's husband. She returned home, and it says broke up a tryst. So who is this person who made a hurried exit? And he didn't go home. He went to the police station because he's trying to get ahead of the scandal. I want the video. Whoever you are, ma'am, madam, Mrs., whoever you are, if you don't want to send it to me, send it to someone that you know and have them send it to me, so you can say, well, you did not send it to me, but you can send it to me. There's no computer misuse act or anything like that. Here in America, there's freedom of speech. And also, if there is a video of this guy with your husband, those are facts. That's a truth that he cannot get away from. Okay, so if this guy is in a position, they said here, it says that he was on a social media post where he quoted like the Computer Misuse Act, or he was trying to pull someone up. Okay, here it is. The man belongs to the same set of red groupies, one of whom recently set the law on a social media poster after a horrible blow up on their social media platforms. So he's quick to quote the law and to remind you the parameters that you're supposed to play in. If there's a playing field, and he's setting the boundaries for you, but he did not set a boundary for himself. And if they're saying that he was promoted to a lofty position, you're paying him. Taxpayer money is paying him, and you expect that the people that you employ to represent you, they're your face. You're in the background, and you send these people out to represent you in whatever shape or form that they're there to represent you. They must have a moral compass. There must be a moral compass associated with people you pay to represent you. And if he is in there getting all sweaty and bothered with someone's husband, if he's caught, you could say it's his business, but it's not his business, because the man is married, and you're supposed. I have to say this. I know that within the Barbadian brought up, within your moral scope, within your cultural upbringing, you're not trained to respect marriages. You're not trained to respect a guy or a girl having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You're not trained. You're not counseled. You're not subject to any sort of real embarrassment if you interfere with a relationship, especially a marriage. That's not part of your culture. You don't care about things like that. You don't care. In fact, when a guy in Barbados is married, he gets more pussy than before he was married. Yeah. They move more single after they get married than when they were single. It's a fact, okay? But when you have these people in these so-called quote-unquote lofty positions, you expect them to act differently, even though they may be that way. Everyone, not everyone, but people have some sort of way about them that they really don't care who they mow down. They don't care. So once they have a lofty position within the government, you expect them to corral that kind of behavior. You expect them to tread softly within their role as a person being paid by taxpayers' money. I want to know, I'm sorry that I went on for this long. I want to know who the person is. I want to know who this person is. Okay? If you know if you know who this guy is who was in this woman's house with her husband in bed, got the bed all shaken up and the ground all shaken up, that she pulled out her phone and she actually was able to record them, and they didn't see because they were all like engaged in, you know. And I keep telling you, I keep saying to you, people, the guys in Barbados are 90% bent wrists. I keep saying this to you. Every day I get blogs and women are complaining about the way Bajan men treat them, or Bajan males treat them. And I said to them, show me a relationship where a guy is in that relationship with a female, and show me a relationship that the female does not cry, does not get hurt, does not get injured, does not get hospitalized. Show me one. And then ask for a whole lot. Remember, in your Bible, you guys are religious, right? You guys are a very, religious country. And remember when your God was saying, was it in Lot, at the time of Lot or whatever, he was saying, if you could find like 10 good people in a whole city now, whole town, or wherever it is, 10 people, and you could not find 10, and he said, well, if I could find five, or whatever, they do it, not to one. If I could find not one. Okay? So all I'm saying to you is, you're not going to find not one female in Barbados who is in a relationship with a male and she's not cut down. Not one. She will have to be blind. He will have to have her gas lit all up from her toes to the top of her head. She will have to be the most stupid person in the world not to see what's right in front of her. If you're with a Bajan male, you've put yourself in peril. Okay? So I want to know who this married man is. I want to know more so who the lofty position person is who ran to the police station to say to the police, talk to this woman because she has a video of me, and just in case she wants to put it up, remind her of the Computer Misuse Act and how long she can spend in jail, and how much money she may be, up for. She could be, out a whole lot of money. It's 100,000 or something like that. But I want you, he's talking to the police, to go to this woman's house. I was there with the husband. I was there with the husband. He had no problem with me being there. But she showed up. We didn't expect her to come back. Okay? So I want you to go to his house and talk to her and tell her, if anything happens, we already know what you saw. And you're gonna be brought before the courts. So since he got ahead of her, I went to the police. I'm sure she would know about the Computer Misuse Act. I'm asking her to send it to me. Send me that video. Send me the video. I may not be able to put it all up, especially if they're hot and bothered and naked. You know, oh, I should not even take the word naked in vain. Yeah, but if they're all like, you know, down in it, you know, I will have to just put up still shots. I can do it. I can go through and, you know, snap, go through and snap and go. I just need to know who this person is. And like I said, if you don't want to send it to me, but you could send it to me and I could say that I got it from your friends, I'll work it out for you. They can't get nothing from me. Can't get nothing out of me. Can't get nothing from me when it comes to my bloggers. Can't work. Does not work. It has never worked. Okay? So saying that, I want to know who this lofty position BLP person is who was in this woman's house with her husband. I want to know that. Okay? Kindly. Thank you. Respectfully. Just send it to me. Okay? This is SheriVeronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.